Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Throughout all of history, just about, there have been fables of creatures, of different characters. We think about Narcissus, for example, who is the first narcissist and gave rise to, of course, the term we have today, who fawned after himself and found the perfect person in himself, staring and gazing at a pool of water, and that came to be an image for what we think of as narcissists. Of course, we know that's just a very small part of what they really are, but that's what gave rise to our common term. So there's also lots of other things, like I mentioned. One of the most interesting is the shapeshifter. This is something that goes back to Greek mythology as well, just like Narcissus, but it goes back really as far as we have records. And it's basically just a variety of, we'll say, creatures that are said to be able to um, change their character and change their appearance by what we would call an unnatural means. It's not normal. They can somehow shift shape, whatever you want to put it, who they are, what they are. Think of things like werewolves, vampires. If you're familiar with skinwalkers, see, these are things that change their appearance. And typically, they do this to manipulate people and things and to ultimately destroy them and lead to their demise. So we know that things like werewolves, vampires, they don't exist. But you know what does? Something equally as bad, if not worse in many respects, and that is a narcissist. Yes, the narcissists in this world, which are plentiful and roaming everywhere around us, um, like a hidden clan or a tribe of creatures hidden in plain sight around every corner, seemingly anymore. They are the real shapeshifters. And they exhibit this behavior in so many ways. Um, every relationship that they enter, every single new source of supply that they seek to devour and entangle, they are going to shapeshift. They're going to put on what we call a mask, and they will tailor make this mask for every person that they come into contact with that they have interest in snaring. Think about when you met the narcissist. What were they like? What did they appear as? Let me give you some examples. When I met the narcissist, I'm not going to tell you specifics and there's reasons for it, but this person masqueraded, as they always do, as a loving, family oriented kind of a person. Had a son, was happy, flaunted pictures of her and her son together on social media and other places that were visible because she had investigated behind the scenes before we ever really started a relationship who I was. She knew that I had a daughter, that I was family oriented, that I was more of a loving, caring kind of person. And so she portrayed that reality, that she too was um, this mother who was loving and wanted a family, and not so much. Not by a landslide. You see, because that is just the image that was given to me. Throughout time, they often appear single. If their target is somebody who is single, who maybe doesn't have kids, they will appear as though they do not, that they're just a tumbleweed a blowing through the wind all by themselves. And of course, you'll find out later that they have children, but largely after they've already mirrored you and faked who they are. See, they have tuned up that mask specific to meet you. They do the heavy lifting early on of investigation. See, they're masters at this craft. And as I said, and it's important to remember, the shapeshifter is able to do what they do through unnatural means, meaning they have more than just a normal human ability to tailor make a mask, to masquerade as something completely fictitious. It's given to them by their evil powers, the evil powers in charge of them. They're master puppeteers. The narcissist gives themselves over to the power of darkness all throughout their lives. And what ends up happening is they get deep enough into the path of darkness that those forces, satanic and demonic entities, do take over their lives. I don't think the narcissist even knows that a lot of the time. Sometimes maybe they're so dark that they do. But they have been taken over and they have given themselves over. And then those powers have a supernatural ability because they're from another realm. They're from the heavenly realms, so to speak, and not ours. They have powers beyond our understanding, and they have knowledge beyond our understanding. And they will relay information to the narcissist that the narcissist should never know. And that's probably for another video. That's one of the reasons I know this is spiritual, one of the many. The narcissist flat out knows things that they should not know. In fact, they know things about their target through their investigation, but also through just supernatural means. They might know exactly what buttons to push that are really going to be effective to you. Is that because they're just such great investigators? No, they're good investigators, but they also have help. That help allows them to understand exactly what they need to shape shift into. Think about the narcissist at work in another example. The person that everyone sees at work is not the person that exists in real life. They have shape shifted every time they're at work and every time they're around those people. Because generally, everyone thinks the narcissist is a grand, great, loving, compassionate, considerate, amazing, thoughtful, happy person. Don't tell me that you haven't seen that. I was just talking to a guy yesterday who watches my videos, and thank you very much for that, that was telling me the same sort of story. Watching the narcissist at the gym or watching the narcissist at work, everyone thinks they're wonderful. Everyone has believed more or less in the mask that is presented, and they know exactly how to hide in plain sight. They will change their appearance. They will dress a certain way to get a person that they want. They'll dress a certain way at work that's not them at all, but it's leading this facade of who they really are. And every single thing that the narcissist does to trick and fool and manipulate is a real life example of shape shifting. They not only change their physical appearance to match their prey and anyone at work, friends, relatives, particularly romantic partners, they'll wear clothes, they'll wear their hairstyles, they will change their looks so often throughout their lives and reinvent themselves and even go back and take uh, and invented characters that they once were. Say it worked on a particular person 10 years ago. They see you as a similar person. They're going to spin it around again. They're going to take that old identity for another stroll through the park to get you. They change their appearance, they change their personality. And the scariest part of these people, and this is, I mean, scary, is that they can drop their act like this. They can completely change who they are better than Jekyll and Hyde ever could have. They can go to one person or group of people any given time and completely be one way across the board that's unrecognizable from the person that they are the rest of the time. That's why when at the end of the day, say you live with the narcissist, you're married or whatever else, and they come home, you truly consider and wonder what is going to happen when they come through the door. Am I going to get the person that they just were maybe at the gym or at work or at their community event that was probably happy go lucky, loving, laughing, gregarious? The person everyone there thought, oh my gosh, what he's so lucky to have her. She's so lucky to have him. Boy, he really married up to have you. She married up. No. In fact, you married way down if you were with a narcissist. Down far below the dirt under your feet. Far below the earth's crust. Way down to the core of the earth. If hell were really at the depths of the earth, that's where you would have found this person. Because that's where they're from. They're from the gates of Gehenna themselves. So, a lot of people think you found the most amazing thing. We see this with serial killers. You see this with a Ted Bundy. I was just watching something recently on the Craigslist killer. Wayne Gacy. You got down through the list. A lot of these people had the world fooled because they shape shifted who they were. They dressed a certain way. Maybe they dressed up as a clown. Maybe they dressed up as a good Samaritan. I'm not saying that all of these narcissists are to that level where they're psychopaths, but many of them do the same things. You'll notice they have the same tendencies. Just as Bundy faked out the world, everyone in his radius, more or less, the narcissist does the same thing. They may not go to the same extent, but you better believe one thing: a lot of these people can take life. They can destroy your physical life. You can get sick by being with these people. The mental stress and anxiety that you're under, it has a heavy toll. As time goes on, it weighs on you physically to the point where your health can erode and does regularly. I know examples of people who are not here anymore on this earth. I promise you, this is true. And they're not here specifically because of the narcissistic abuse. They tore them down to the point where they were a shell of themselves, and then, as they always do, found a backup supply and went right on and left a marriage of however many years and left that person on the side of the road, curled up in a ball, inconsolable, at just the right time, and that person is no longer here anymore. They do these things. They are treacherous. I can't explain to you the depths of their wickedness. If you think that these people, for 1 second, are just bad, they're just hard to get along with, they're difficult, boy, that doesn't even come close. Another thing I hear regularly in the people that I talk to and what I experienced is how these relationships are absolutely nothing like anything they've ever experienced. They can look back, maybe it's somebody who's in their 50s, late 50s, and maybe they have been in a number of relationships throughout their life to a reasonable degree, and they can say without any question that one particular relationship was nothing like the other ones. I had to go off and scratch my head for months, maybe years. I still ruminate about this person. I felt an unbelievable magnetic pull toward them. They weren't even maybe that attractive, but their charisma, something about them, I was like crazy, human crazy glue to this person. Those are not natural things. These are spiritual evils, and narcissism is a spiritual disorder. That's fundamentally what it is. There's no other way of explaining it. I have even spoken to people who are not of a religious perspective, and they will agree that yes, there's something beyond the normal to this. I have never felt that way in my life. So it gets back to what I'm saying. The narcissist is a shapeshifter. In real life, that's what they are. They change their features, they change their clothing, they change their appearance, they change their personality. And the scariest part is they can do it like this. When you can have total control over the way you appear and the mask you wear, when you wear it, how you wear it, to whom you wear it, when you take it off, when you have that kind of control over a situation and that intentionality, that's evil. That's not a brain impairment. That's not their brain making them do things uncontrollably. They know exactly what they're doing. And in fact, they are commissioned by those powers I talked about to go off and destroy people. The shapeshifter in folklore does the same thing. They pretend to be a man or a woman, and in reality, they're a vicious beast. They lure you into their traps so that they can drink your blood or take your life some other means. Well, the narcissist really does that in real life. As I've mentioned, they can destroy everything. They can take your money, your health, your relationships, your self esteem. They can make it so you don't ever trust another living soul on this planet ever again because you're so badly hurt. You can't trust many people. I hear it often. And it's a real battle to get back to the place where you can. See, these are the real life monsters. It's not the things on screen, it's not the things on folklore, it's not the made up stories. Fun and interesting as they may be, we have a real life monster alive and well in this world, and they are many. They're like legion. They are many. And they are shapeshifters. So I hope that this is interesting to you. Rest assured, guys, that these people are everywhere you look. And I'm not trying to make you paranoid, and I'm not trying to make this an overblown issue. But once you see them for who they are and you really understand it, you can pick up on these people in a flash. You can understand them. You can maybe have a small interaction and just hear a couple key words someone says, or watch how they carry themselves, watch how they interact with others and say, "It's another one. Right there they are. This person loves to terrorize other people. This person is extremely passive aggressive. This person is so haughty and arrogant. They wear their narcissism on their sleeve. This person is quiet and shy, but they're always condescending and they're always stirring up trouble somehow, some way. Covert. Yes, these people are all over the place, and it is getting worse. So understand the shapeshifters really are among us. They're not werewolves, and they're not vampires, and they're not skinwalkers or anything else from ancient history. They are the real life person next door. They're the person in the cubicle across the hall. They're the person that's next door neighbor that's knocking on the door asking for a cup of sugar. They're whatever. So just be aware. Don't be so paranoid that everyone turns into a narcissist, but you better believe that they're out there. And the people you let into your life has to be very small circle of people, vetted, properly chosen. You have made them in various ways go through a lot of hurdles to get into the inner sanctum of your life. It has to be that way. That's the time we're living in. This is the age of the narcissist, the age of the skinwalker, the age of the werewolf, the age of the vampire, except they're real. We live in a day and age where shapeshifters are everywhere, and they are the person right in front of you, oftentimes. So, anyway, guys, I hope this is helpful for you. Drop comments below. I love hearing from you. People have been reaching out via email, via comments, and it's just really awesome to give back to this community. And I know you guys are doing it as well. Pass this information on. We don't want people falling into the trap. So I appreciate everything, and I will be, of course, at you with another one here soon. And until then, God bless.